Okay, so one time for all, I'm going to show you how to create a fully beautiful interactive shell. It only requires you to do very few things step by step, and you do it correctly. Verify that your terminal you're using is running bash. Echo $0. It is not running bash. Bin bash echo $0. It is running bash. Do that every time before we're going to go ahead and establish connection to the remote machine through a reverse shell. Now start your Netcat listener. Alright, now go ahead and initiate whatever thing and process you were going to initiate to get the remote shell running, and now you have it. Now we have a really stupid non-interactive shell. Let's go ahead and export the term variable so we can clear the screen, setting it to xterm. Let's go ahead and spawn a shell using Python. It's going to be the preferred method today. And now we have a somewhat interactive shell, but we cannot press up arrow, and we still cannot do what we're going to do. Press Ctrl C, put it in the background. Now, the terminal in right now, we're going to tell it to stop processing input and not outputting anymore by calling the command stty, putting everything in raw and saying I do not want to have anything echoing. So now when I do that and press enter, I'm going to type FG afterwards. That means foreground. So I'm going to take the process that I just background by pressing Ctrl C, just right there as you see it, and put it in the foreground. So the process on below is going to run a bash shell, which is going to be the terminal on my Kali machine, and then I'm going to, on the top of that, foreground the other terminal, which is also going to be bashed and prepared. And when I do stty raw echo, I'm going to prepare the lower terminal, which is the terminal running on my machine, or we're going to call it the process, right, for not processing the input and sending it raw to the other terminal, and then it's going to create a fully interactive shell. Pressing enter now, I cannot see I type FG, I press enter a few times, there we go. Now I can use up arrow, I can type LS, press tab, and see all the things going on. Now I have a fully interactive shell, and we're good to go. A few things can be wrong with this sometimes because the calls and the rows. Sometimes you're gonna have a little error on, let's go to the temp variable. If you're gonna go ahead and run stuff like nano, so let's say nano test, I'm gonna type some stuff in it and press Ctrl O and Ctrl X. Works fine this time. Press that, press test, and you can see it. Sometimes when I go ahead into the nano editor, for example, and you are starting to do something, sometimes it can jumble up all the text weirdly on the screen. Just try and maximize the window. It's going to fix most of the issues for you. Now, this video is going to be kept short, and really hope that you can use it and enjoy it for something. This is going to be the most easy way for you to upgrade your shell to a fully interactive shell if you got Python available.